Alright, so I did the 3 pellet again. First time I did those, and those. This time I did lighter to heavier. 8.2 grain RWS, and it's the the flat nose wad cutters. When I found out with the Swarm Magnum, I had trouble with the RWS wad cutters in this. They fall out and then you dry fire. I had 2 dry fires and found one of them. I did manage to get 2 of the 3 shots to shoot those. So we'll see what they did. Then we did the 10.5 and the 10.6. For some reason I was thinking that these were a 1/10 heavier than the copper magnums, as I said in the other video I'd made a while back, and well, I was wrong. The copper magnums are 1/10 heavier, and they're not a hollow point. These are actually really nice pellets. They're just expensive. Being that fell out the gun, I'm not going to keep it and try to reload it again. But these are actually good, accurate pellets. Let's go see what happened. Let's see. I loaded copper magnum first. The copper magnum would have been the last, so it should go bottom right, left, top, or bottom left, top right, top left, and okay, we got 1 2 1 2 3. They all hit right in close together. 1 2 1 2. That was the 2 wad cutters. They actually bubbled it out the back. They didn't punch through. That's expected. They're wad cutters. And then I was 1 2 3 with the magnums. Now, as you can see, I didn't have nothing to aim at. I just aimed roundabout in the same areas, and they all, yeah. Interesting. This shot was a 22 hollow point, a daisy hollow point out of the Wildcat, and this was a 177 Gold Flight from Crossman out of the Magnum. The Gold Flight, I don't know if y'all can see that on the camera. I can see it with my eyes right before my finger there. There it is. The tip of the Gold Flight punched through. The 22 did not. I haven't had the 22 punch through any piece of wood. So that just goes to show that 177 is much better penetrator. There's one of the copper magnums. It went through. None of them's going to go through the second board. That's to stop them if they did break through. It made a nice dimple there, though. Yes, sir. But yeah, the copper magnums, they go through. If I dig around here, I'll find the other 2 of them. There's one right there. Yes, sir. There's one right there. Was just under the surface. The other one's going to be just under the surface right here somewhere too. Them things are devastating. I don't see it, but that wood's all loose. You see, I can sort of just flop it all away. Let's see if we can get to one of the... Look at it, bubbled right out here by the surface too. Let's see if we can get one of the lead. There it is. Look at that, just under the surface. There's one. Come out of there. That's one of the piranhas. Might be 2 of the piranhas. No, it's one. So, copper magnum, piranha. That was the back of it. That was the skirt. You can still see this one. Now, hollow point versus pointed is what this is right here. Hollow point versus pointed versus wad cutter. Wad cutter went in, it sank them, but this is only like 1/2 inch OSB. And while, I mean, it did bubble out, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that out of there with just my finger though. But yeah, I mean, these adult air rifles ain't nothing to be playing with. These were 22s through daisies, hollow points, piece of pine, 3/4, 1 inch, 1 inch pine. Well, closer to 3/4 of an inch, but they'll go through the pine. Look, I can see light through there. You see light through there? They'll go through the pine. I knocked a chunk out the back of that bad boy somewhere. Flew back over here. But they won't go through that ply. Not them 22s. I know the 177s will hit that and go through that pine, so I'm not even worried about, yeah, you know. But folks say it takes 52 or 56, I think, foot-pounds of energy, some Iraq vet guy says. Well, that's probably 16 foot-pounds, and it went through that pine at least twice with just cheap pellets. Nope, it went through that pine. Out of 4 shots, it went through that pine 3-4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are that they blew the wood all out the back from them shots. This is the only one did not go through. Out of 5 shots, so 4 out of 5 went through that pine. So, Mr. Iraq veteran, you need to learn more about your weapons there, sir. And 177, like I said, even more impressive. This 7-layer 3/4 inch ply, and I stuck pellets through it with the 177 there, and almost through it there. So yeah, these layer rifles, like I said, they're not a toy. They're not a toy. Parents, don't be buying these for your teenager that's not mature yet, and give it to them and let them run around outside with it unsupervised, because they'll be shooting your neighbor's pets and stuff, or your neighbor's houses. I got a nice little, these are 177, them are 22. Of course, that's BBs. Unfortunately, I never show that gun because it's a CO2 revolver, and while it's a super nice one, it leaks all the CO2 out as fast as I put it in it. So the nipple piercing valve broke. But yeah, if you got one of the 177 caliber Gamma Magnums, the 2 pellets that cycle flawlessly and have the most penetration, hit the hardest, for your hollow points, you want the Premier Piranhas. For domed tip, you want the 10.6 copper Magnums. And I don't know, maybe yours will fire these better than mine's wanting to. I want to doubt it. These are really good pellets, but the gun just don't like them. These do not shoot well out that Magnum at all. They fall out when you're trying to cock it. They'll just slide down the barrel sometimes. These don't shoot well out the Magnum, and that would be because of the polymer tip, I'm sure. These are 22 red fire. They would not shoot well out of a Magnum if you put them in it, probably, because of the polymer tip. I had some 22 Piranhas. About out of them. That's about empty. Let's see. What do we got here? Armor. These actually didn't do too bad for a platinum PVA pellet. And I'm going to attribute it to the weight of a BB in it. For a platinum, it's a little on the heavier side. See there, what is that? 10 point, I can't read the end no more. I had them all marked versus 9, 7. These were the PVA platinums, Gamma PVA. And then these are the Gold Raptors. I'm not sure what the weight on this was anymore. Looks like 8.6. That's going to be stupid light. That's probably not going to be very accurate. I don't have a whole lot of them. I played with a few with my last rifle. But I wasn't really paying attention to the accuracy. I was just shooting the stuff around the yard, so, you know. But I used to say, I'm gonna never own a Gammo. I was dead set on Crossman. Well, I still got a Crossman. And now I got Gammos. My Crossman is a F4. It's been a very good rifle. It's in the house put up. I did not have this. My wife bought this for her son, my stepson. And it didn't have open sights, and he decided he'd rather have open sights. So I give him my slightly more powerful, get this Gammo, Crossman Shockwave. Slightly more powerful than that. Difference between that and the Shockwave's got like a 2-inch longer barrel, and I'm betting money that 2-inch barrel is what makes that Shockwave a little stronger. They should have stuck a longer barrel on this rifle, but that's okay. It does its job. It's, you know, between 16 and 19 foot-pounds of energy with most heavier to mid-weight pellets. This thing right here will throw out 19 foot-pounds of energy with a stupid heavy 177. And with the lighter ones, I've seen these rifles on chronograph. After the guy done the math, these rifles are putting out as much as 35 foot-pounds of energy. Issue is, that's with lighter pellets, and then once you're down range a good ways, you're not going to have nowhere near that 35 pounds of energy anymore. But regardless, great guns. I enjoy shooting them. They're a lot of fun. I'm only shooting at 13 yards right now. I've actually got that one sighted out to 40. The other one is sighted to about 40, but I've noticed my pellets are hitting a little off to the right, so I got to fix that still. Not much, though. Not much. Maybe a click. Maybe bring it a click back left, and I'll be back again. But, yeah. As far as the Gamma rifles go, I really can't complain. And there's y'all some pellets to work really well in them. So later. Peace.